Hey guys, let's talk about how to install Tapo Outdoor Cameras. I have two of them here as an example, the Tapo C510W and the Tapo C216, okay? But the instructions work for any Tapo camera as long as you have the quick start guide and you follow the instructions. Let's just talk here about the installation. Later, let's talk about the setup and see the real installation, okay? So it's a long video, but if you follow the instructions here, you can install any Tapo cameras. Here I have the camera with the bracket, the anchors for the installation, also the screws to secure the bracket into place, and also the screws to secure the camera to the bracket, right? And the template, here a seal, so you can just protect the cable here from the power supply, the quick start guide, some tools for installation. I have this one, and I have more here. I'm gonna use this to drill the holes, and also here the drill bits. You're gonna need them, and a cell phone for the setup. So super simple. And later we can also talk about this other camera here. That's the Tapo C216. The installation is similar. I just need to follow the instruction here in the quick start guide for this camera as well. Use the brackets and the screws and get it done, right? So simple as long as you follow the quick start guide. So talking about the quick start guide, let's just take a look for this camera, for example. You have here the camera. You're gonna secure the bracket, then you're gonna install the camera like this. You run the cable first, install it, and then put the camera into place, right? Here's the instruction. You're gonna use the template that comes with the camera to drill holes, 6 mm. That's the diameter. And then here you have the instructions on how to install the camera. Different ways you can install to a wall, for example, with those screws here to secure the camera into place, put the camera there, and just be careful when you run the cable. Here how to connect to the power with the weatherproof seal. Here installation for a pole, or you can even install this onto a ceiling, just like this. So super simple. Here's the way to connect the camera, right? Let me just show the details on this one. I'll just move this aside. Also the cell phone, I'm gonna use this later. So here's the camera. You're gonna run the cable through the bracket like this. And then here you're going to align this. It's not the way, I'm sorry. This is the way. Okay? Then you're gonna just match here the holes. So this way, for example, is one way to go. When you're gonna install this to a ceiling, you're gonna have the camera like this. All right? Or you can just use in a different position to match this one, like so. And you're gonna have a camera installed to a wall. It comes with the screws here, 3 of them. So you're gonna use this one here and on the other side to secure the camera in place. Super simple. Something important as well is to run the cable. See here, there's the part here that can run the cable here and also here on the top. And here you can put your screws. Just use the template like this one to drill the holes. You see the matches here, right? We're gonna have it working as I expected. The way I install the camera usually is running the cable here on this position. So you're gonna have a loop, and even if the cable is coming from the top, for example, when it rains, the water is gonna run here and it's gonna drip from this loop. Even if you have the option to install that way, I usually don't. I don't do that way, because that way you're gonna have the cable here running the water into the camera. Of course, you're gonna put this onto a wall and you're gonna protect here with some silicone or something to not get water inside, but it's just an extra precaution here to have this loop, okay? So it works pretty good. It never gets water inside. And here's the way you're gonna use this seal, just to put it here, the way, and Here you connect to the camera. It's going to protect here, so don't get water here in this connector. So super interesting. Okay, now let's talk about the other camera here. That's the Tapo C216. Same principle, no matter which camera you have there, you're just gonna need the user guide. And here you're gonna see the instructions, right? Here's for wall mount, ceiling mount, and pole mount. Same way to run the cable. You here have the space to run the cable, and you put this into place. You run the cable first, install this into place using the templates, and then you're gonna put the camera. The camera is the last part, right? With this one, you can use in two different ways. Here you see 3 holes, and then you got a template here, and you see here the 3 holes. For this case, it's B1, B2, and B3. You see that matches here. Okay, that's for the ceiling installation. And for the wall installation, use the same template, but you're gonna use the A1 and A2 here. There we go, it matches here, right? So super, super simple. If you don't have a template, for example, a easy way to make it work is just use a tape like this. Usually, when I don't have a template, I use a tape like this one, for example, and I just put it here, that way, and you see that you can have something like a pen or a screw or something like this. Then you just come here and you do this, you see it, and with this one, there we go. You can use anything here, and then you have this as your template. You see, just stick this in to the wall, and you have your template. So super, super simple, even better because you can stick this to a wall. That's something that you can do when installing your camera. And with this one, you're gonna have the camera sliding here into this clip, and this is the saved clip. You just put that away, like so. You see here that it just slide and push the camera, and it's gonna stay in place. And this is secure the camera into place. To remove it, just need to push this down. Then you have your camera, it goes that way, okay? So here to the wall, like this. The camera looks like upside down. You see here the logo, but that's the way you install this camera. Then the camera look down that way. You see that can go all the way down and goes up like this. Or you can have installing to a ceiling with the screws here. Just put it to a ceiling like this. Same principle. The camera is upside down, right? To release, you just need to press this and release the camera. So super, super simple. And of course, you're gonna run the cable here as well, right? Here you see that I have where to run the cable. So in principle, it's just pass the cable here and then pass through here and just connect to the camera. Okay, last part is the camera connection. So there we go. Let's talk now about the setup. So I have this camera here, for example. I'm gonna use this cable. It's a long cable. You can just connect to your camera and use your cell phone for the setup. Usually what you can do is set up the camera first. Then when you're going to install, you don't need to set up the camera into place because you need to have your cell phone close to the camera for the first setup, right? Let me just remove this. I can have the camera like this, right? Making a mess here. There we go. You see the camera turns horizontally. It's like the pen movement, and then it's going to do the tilt movement, and it's gonna stop and start flashing here, red and green. If the camera is coming from the seller, it's gonna come in this situation where it's ready for the setup, right? In my case, I already have the camera running. You see here, that's only green here because I have the camera already working. Let me just come here to my Tapo app, and I can come to the settings, And here you see that I have the camera working. I can just remove the camera, which means I'm gonna restart the camera to the factory state, right? So let's just hit here remove. And now
reset successful. Rebooting camera. Please wait.
Okay, so rebooting the camera just to show you that the camera is going to change the status here to red and green. Of course, in the first time that you have the camera, you're not going to have access to the camera via the cell phone. I just do because I was installing the camera first and testing it. But you also have here a way to reset the camera. On the back of the camera, you have a button that you can just press and hold and reset the camera, right? I have another video here in the channel where I show how to reset this one, for example. So basically here is doing the test again. And then I'm gonna use my app to set up the camera, right? So that's the Tapo app. If you don't have this app, you just need to go to the App Store. And here you're gonna look for Tapo. Let's just put here Tapo. There we go. And you see here the TP-Link Tapo. That's the one that you're gonna use. Just open it up. And here you can start the installation, right? When you have this app installed for the first time, you're gonna need to create an account. So just use your email, create a password, and you're good to go. Log into your account, come here, and add a new device. There we go. You're gonna find here outdoor cameras, for example. Look for this model, which is the Tapo C510W. There we go. It's flashing, right? We take a look here, it's flashing red and green. Then you're good to go. And now you're going to connect your cell phone to the camera signal. So you're gonna look for the camera signal here on your Wi-Fi. Just go to your Wi-Fi. Doesn't matter if you're using an iPhone or Android. You're gonna see the camera here somewhere. Just keep refreshing until you see the camera. There we go. Tapo Cam something. So it becomes blue. You come back here to the app. So you're going to find the camera. You need to have the cell phone close to the camera, right? There we go. Found the camera. Hit here, keep trying. And now you're gonna use your Wi-Fi. And here I'm just connected to this Wi-Fi just for testing. And here's the password. You can just reselect here if you wanna use a different Wi-Fi. Okay, so here's the list of the Wi-Fi available. You're gonna get the one from your router. Okay, I'll just reselect one here. My Wi-Fi 24, for example. Then I'm gonna need to insert the password. I have one here just for testing, like temp pass. Hit next. Confirm the password, next again. And it's gonna look for your camera.
Connecting to Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi connected.
There we go. And here just need to name your camera. Let's just name the camera like this. Hit next. Select the location. Next. Select an icon. Next. And there we go. Sounds good. Here you can test the Tapo cloud storage if you want to. There's a 30-day trial when you buy the camera. I'm gonna dismiss this. And here it talks about the micro SD card. I already have a micro SD card here in the camera. I have another video here explaining how to set up the SD card. It got it. And there's information about the firmware update. And you're good to go. Let me just put the camera here, test it out, see if it's working fine. And you can just take a look here, get into the camera. Let's just test here the pan and tilt. So I can basically move the camera. See that's moving back there. And I'm good to go. Okay. So super, super simple. Okay. So that's the way you can set up your camera, right? And then you can do the same with the 216. It's exactly the same process. The camera starts flashing red and green. out of the box, or if it's not, you just need to look for the reset button. Every camera has a reset button. You just need to press and hold and reset the camera. So super simple, okay? So let's see now how to install this camera. Okay, so it's time to talk about the installation. Here I have the camera and the bracket and the tools, and I'm okay to go. This is just an example so you can see better, because it's hard to film back there on a wall, right? But it's the same principle. You're gonna install this onto a wall or onto some wood like this. So super simple, okay? So first thing first, just grab your bracket, and you're gonna have the bracket into position to mark the place. Remember that you can use the template, or you can even go there and put the brackets into place, for example, like this, and you can mark that way. See here that I can just come and mark. And now you have the marks, so you can use your drill here and make the holes, right? I'm just do this right now. There we go. I have 4 of them. And then I'm ready to go, okay? Will be a bit different for you if you're gonna use the anchors, for example. You're gonna have a different drill bit for walls, right? For concrete, for example. And then you're gonna use this one. I'm not gonna use because this is not a wall. This is just a wood. And then I'm gonna install directly here using the screws. So this is just a guide, so I can have here with the screws, right? But first, I just need to run the cable here. Remember that I need to run here to the bracket. There we go. And then install this in place, right? Something important here is that sometimes it's hard for you to have this camera safe while you're installing the bracket, right? So usually you can hang up the camera like this, but you're not sure if the cable is strong enough to hang up like this, right? Depending on the camera model and everything else. So what I can do, usually you just use something like this. So you pass here, for example, just move this aside and pass here. And then you can hang this somewhere. This is usually a good practice for installation, okay? So you can have something like a chain or a piece of wire, like this one, for example. I have a chain here that I can just put into place. Then I can hang out the camera like this. Usually what I do is also have like an extra screw here that you can put onto the wall just to hang the camera, or you need to find a location to hang this, like this, for example, right? I have here just an example that I can hang the camera like this, okay? It's not gonna damage the cable or the camera while I'm installing the bracket. See that right now? I can just come here and safely install the bracket. Remember that I need to use here the right location to run the cables, like this. And later gonna pull this cable here to bring the camera into place, right? Let me just take a look here to put the screws and secure the camera. There we go. The screws are in place. Now I can just pull the cable to install the camera. And I just need to remove here my safety wire or whatever you're using back there. There we go. Move the cable here. There we go. Now I just need to get the screws, safety screws, and just put them in place like this. And the other one here on the other side. There we go. Now you have your camera secured in place. Pretty good. Then you just need to connect the power supply. But first, remember to use this seal, right? I'm gonna grab here my power supply, put the seal in place, and ready to connect the cable. There we go. Remember, if it's coming from the top, for example, something like this, you're gonna have here now the loop. So when it rains, it's gonna drop here, okay? So super, super simple, okay? So I can remove my accessories here. And I'm good to go. So that's the installation. And when you turn on the camera, it's going to turn and do all the movement, the pan, tilt, and zoom. Let me just connect this to power so you can see it actually working. There we go. Now it's connected to power. It takes a while, so the camera starts testing and doing the movement, the pan, and the tilt. Let's just wait for a while. It's well connected here. And there we go. It's coming. So the horizontal movement, that's the pan. Then it's going to do the tilt movement up and down. And remember that I have the SD card. The SD card is just here on the camera. There we go. Here's the location for the SD card, right? And it's done. So basically the camera is installed and ready to go, right? Super, super simple. And you can just do the same for the other camera, like this, for example. You're gonna mark the location or use, let's say, the tape. Remember that you got the tape here as a template. You just put it here, for example, like this. Mark the location, and then you just install your camera or your bracket first. That way, for example, same principle. Then you put your camera here, and you're good to go. Okay, so super, super simple. Leave your comments here if you have some questions, and if you could install your camera. If that video helps, just give your thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. So we'll see you in the next one.